Welcome back to another 5-minute drum lesson where we get her done in 5 minutes or less. On today's agenda, 16th note hi-hat grooves. More specifically, two-handed 16th note hi-hat grooves. So sometimes you see people playing stuff like that. Today we're looking at two-handed 16th note hi-hat grooves. So, we all know what 16th notes are by now. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. Okay, so that's what we're working on over here. With a basic rock beat, you're playing what kind of notes on the hi-hat? That's right, eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Today we're going to look at the same thing going on with the bass drum and the snare drum. So bass drum 1 and 3, snare drum 2 and 4 to begin. Maybe we'll look at a variation or two. But what we're doing on the hi-hat will be the 16th notes. And the thing about it is we need to play the 2 and the 4 on the snare. So we're going to start with the right hand, 1, E, and then the right hand will be free to come over to play the 2, and then we continue with the left, E, and then the right comes back, and 3, and so on and so forth. So I'll show that again. 1, E, and 2, E, and then we continue with the same thing for the 3 and the 4. 3, E, and 4, E, and 1. So you notice I'm playing 16th notes, just alternating 16th notes as if we were practicing on the pad. It's just on the 2 and the 4, I'm moving my right hand over to play that note and coming back. But I'm still just going back and forth the whole time. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1. Okay, so on the 2 and the 4, it's just the snare drum, not like in a regular rock beat when you've got both of them. But that's cool, that's fine. And then we get a different rhythm and a different character on the hi-hat for our groove. So, one more time, just the hands, and then we'll bring the bass drum in on the 1 and the 3. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2. Bring in the bass drum. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E, a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Very nice. And we know the bass drum, if the bass drum's on 1 and 3 and we're starting with the right hand over here, it's going to be with the right hand during the groove. 1, right? The only time you're going to end up with the bass drum being coordinated with the left is if you have bass drum notes on the E's or the U's, which those are coming. Those are coming. But for this beat right here, or for this video here, we're starting just the 1 and 3, the 2 and the 4, which we've done. And then we'll do a couple variations like we've seen before. So I'm going to add the and of 3 on my bass drum. So now the hands will stay the same, but the bass drum will play the 1, the 3, as well as the and of 3. And it'll sound like this. 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. And a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So again, I added a note on the and, on one of the ands, and that'll be with the right hand. 1 E and 1 E and a. If ever you're wondering which bass drum, or which hand, assuming that you're alternating 16ths, if you're ever wondering which hand the bass drum will line up with, just think of your accented 16th notes. Your accents, if you're starting on your right, your accents on the right are on the beat, so on the 1, as well as on the and. Your left hand accents are on the E's and the U's. 1 E and Always going to work the same way with the bass drum. If you see a note on the beat, on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, it's going to be with the right hand. If you see a bass drum note on an E, it's going to be with the left hand. 1 E. 1 E and 2. That gets a little more tricky, but it is something to think about. And when you're ready for it, absolutely go for it. So let's look at one more variation, and we'll try it. We'll do an So I'm going to go 1 E and So if we do an just like on our accents, it's going to be with the left hand, 1 E and So you have the 1 with the right, and then the with the left. And then for the rest of the bar, I'm just going to play bass drum on 3, keep it nice and simple. We'll see if we can get this 16th note on the going. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Make sure the left hand is tight with the bass drum. That one should sound like this up to speed. That's it for now. Thank you for joining me. See you on the next one.